We are now broadcasting. And here come our wonderful participants. Welcome, welcome everyone. We're going to let everyone roll in. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, Grace is back. Yay. Hello, Grace.
Okay, I'm going to let everybody pop on their camera now. You should be able to.
I can't.
Okay, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Hello, Oklahoma. Who wants to sing the Oklahoma song when you see that? Ooh, Hawaii. There's my ideal quarantine place.
Robbin, you should be turned on as well.
I am here.
There we go. Welcome,
Howdy,
everyone.
Hello, Seattle. Hello, Texas.
Tennessee, where my favorite mall is. Just so you know, random trivia now about me. My
Hannah,
favorite
welcome.
Pennsylvania, Atlanta,
California.
Hello, Kentucky, which I had a dream that I moved to Kentucky last night.
You're joining APH. Ha!
Tennessee, Southside. Welcome, Mary.
Small town in Wyoming, we'll take you.
Michelle, welcome from Montana. Hello, North Carolina and Vermont. Hi, Tracy. Galaxy, you're with us again.
Yep.
Macon, Georgia, welcome. Hi, everybody. I see that you're all signing on. Welcome. We are so excited to have you. Our numbers are just jumping, climbing from 136 and climbing. Thank you for joining us today. We are on week 2 of the Virtual Excel Academy, and we're so excited to have you to be able to provide this 1 hour of programming every day through this online format where we get to connect with you, and I hope you get to connect with us too. We're in a very interesting collaborative adventure together, and I just wanted to share with you, we had a wonderful lecture on Friday where we learned all about mystery boxes. So I have my fun little mystery box here for you today, and I just thought I would roll it around and give it a shake. Ooh. And I thought maybe we'll do the big reveal at the end of our lesson today, but you could give us a guess of what it is. Oh, thank you, Parissa. Today's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Cheryl. Yeah. Hooray.
And without much further ado, there are a couple of announcements. You can go on to the Paths to Literacy website to find out some hotkeys and a few different tips. You also have some online tips about how to navigate the system there. And one thing we wanted to point out is that if you do have a question, that the name that is in our chat is who we will call. So just pay attention because it may not actually be your name. It might be your mom or your dad or your teachers, whoever you're with. And we just thought we would share that because we definitely want to hear from you today and we want to call on you and make sure that you get a chance to participate. We also have closed captioning going on. And so if you would like to see the closed captioning, there is in the window, the chat window, a link to get there. And the last announcement for the day, we have a poll. We would like to find out who you all are. And if you could just answer our 2 short questions, we would love to hear who you are. And then we'll let Robbin take it away. Thank you, Robbin.
And to answer everybody, this is Leanne Grelot with APH. These sessions are being recorded. If you do not want to be recorded, you can leave us now. You do not have to participate. You can just watch if you like. They will be posted online after. Today's session is live closed captioning. So we should be able to post this one sooner because of that avenue. Again, if you need the closed captioning, we will post it again inside the chat room. And if you need to, you can contact the panelists for that. I have launched the poll, but I don't see people participating in it. So to not waste too much more time, I can end that. So I'm going to end the poll and let you get going, Robin.
Okay, well, I will at least ask a question. So you can use the chat feature. So if you are a student, would you just type in the chat student, just so that we kind of see names and some different things? So if you're a student like Miriam, Nadia, Zoe, Gaetano, oh, sorry on that one, Lee, Brianna, Mael, Ashley, Uriah, Terry, Stephanie, Grace M, Autumn, Appleby, Tiffany. Okay, great. I will keep reading from the chat if you are new to one of my classes. Sometimes I'll do my best to say your name, but if they're coming flying in like they are now, I will just read your answer as best as I can. So it's good to know that we have some students. Okay, do we have any teachers of students with vision impairments? If you're a teacher, write teacher like Leah, Jane. Ooh, okay, lots of teachers. That went so fast that all I can say is there are lots of teachers. Okay, hello, Karen, Sarah, Prissa, Kathy. Woo! Okay, lots of teachers. Hello. Okay, do we have any parents who are attending with students? Parents attending with students, you got it. Drop in parent. Paraprofessional, Mary Claire, hello. Parent. Oh, a brailleist. I will not be doing any braille. I'm terrible at it. Hello, parents. Okay, great. This kind of really lets us to see everybody. So welcome to part one of my two-part series on self-awareness. So I just want to talk right now. Oh, Micah, big shout out. I see that you're there. I'm doing my shout out to Micah. Okay. I'm sure some of you just went, what just happened? But I was on the lookout for a student named Micah, and I saw that Cheryl said hello to him. So I wanted to second that. I'm a little scared to see what closed captioning looks like for me. So I am going to try to talk a little slower. Welcome everybody to part one of two. This first little part right here is for all of my parents, teachers, and paraprofessionals. Today's lesson is based on two important things. The first one is, of course, again, I'm going to hold up the ILSA. This is the Independent Living Skills Assessment. You can find it inside of the evals kit, or you can buy it individually. Again, I'm always using the ILSA for every single lesson I teach. Every single lesson I teach, I reference the ILSA so that I can infuse skills. So my lesson comes from the ILSA. The second part of my lesson comes from a lesson unit that I bought on Teachers Pay Teachers. And it is a social emotional unit. If you follow me on 9 More Than Core on Instagram, you know that I'm always talking about this awesome resource I use for social emotional learning. I did put the link and we'll share that with you. Again, the goal is for everybody to have the tools for teaching and facilitating expanded core curriculum instruction. So the lesson plans, everything are there. However, what I do is I mesh the ECC skills and ILSA and my lesson plans, and I put it together in a fun lesson. So that's what we're gonna do today. Teachers, parents, grown-ups, we're gonna ask you not to comment unless we ask you a question. Students, we will be doing all of our interaction in two ways. One, you can raise your hand and we'll get some volunteers. And two, we're gonna use the chat. I like using the chat because I can bring in so many more students. When we have to do raising your hand and different things, it's fun, but sometimes it takes us a while to find people. So we're going to do it. Oh, I see my student Hannah Hart right there. That's one of my students. I'm happy Hannah's with us. Okay, friends, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is I want you to make a prediction. I want you to tell me about something. So get your fingers ready, or you can dictate to a parent to type for you at this moment. Here's what I want to ask you. What does self-awareness mean to you? Let me repeat that. What does self-awareness mean to you? Go ahead and get into the chat and start answering what you think it means. Knowing what I need, responsibility, it means confidence. Some of us don't know. Knowing where you are in relation to other people and objects. So being aware of what you are doing and the effects it will have. Nicely, yo, I think I said your name wrong. It means being aware of how you feel, aware of yourself. Ooh, some people also think it might mean self-defense, confidence, being aware of the things around you and how they might affect you, from Xavier. Knowing where everything is and where you are, from Mael. Knowing what your mind is telling you. Nice, Hannah. Everybody keep thinking about this. I see that a lot of you are answering, but just really start thinking, what does it mean to you? This means knowing where you are and being aware of what is, how you feel, from Grace D. Being aware of everything around you. Okay, great. It really seems like everybody has the idea that you need to be aware of not only yourself, but things around you. I really like that connection that everybody's making. Andrew says being aware of your surroundings. Faith, being aware of yourself. Brianna, being aware of your body. Nice, nice. Knowing where you are and if it's right to be there. Okay, I really like these answers. Hello, Sanaya. Knowing where you are in life. Great, great. I'm going to give you a definition right now of self-awareness. Self-awareness is having a clear understanding of your own feelings, thoughts, abilities, and desires. This is an important skill because you have to know yourself first in order to know what you want to achieve in life. Let me say that one more time, and I'm going to be putting it into the chat box right now, the definition that I'm using. I'm going to put it into the chat box, but I'm going to read it again. Self-awareness is having a clear understanding of your feelings, your thoughts, abilities, and desires. It's important because you have to know yourself first in order to know what you want to achieve. So for everybody who is getting on this great path of knowing that it's about other things, a lot of self-awareness is really all about you. Now, has anybody ever heard of the term self-determination? If you've heard of the word self-determination, throw it into the chat box with a yes, like Kimberly with exclamation mark said yes. Yes, I love that so many people are putting yes into the chat box. It's okay if you say no. But now, self-determination is part of one important thing for kids with vision impairments. It has 3 important letters. The first one is E. Does anybody know the other 2? Where does self-determination fit into? Hannah Hart, that's my girl right there, ECC, yes. Self-determination is one of the 9 important areas that you get as education as students with vision impairments. So we're gonna learn a little bit more about that. What I want you to think of is that self-awareness and self-determination are like brothers from another mother. They work together very well. Now, there are many aspects of self-awareness. It's not just knowing all these other things. We're going to get to the details. So the details of self-awareness include knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Think about that. So a big part of knowing about self-awareness is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. Uh-oh, Kimberly, you don't get my idea that they're brothers from another mother? Okay, hold on, let me go back. Meaning self-awareness and self-determination are completely related. They're from the same area. So when you think of self-awareness, we're actually covering self-determination skills. It's a fun slang. Try Urban Dictionary. And part of this self-awareness or self-determination is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. Now, some people are afraid to talk about their weaknesses because they think it makes them weak. But knowing your weak part is really a great thing. It's a big part of learning about you. The second part of self-awareness is knowing what makes you unique. What makes you special? These are things I just want you to think about. When you're self-aware, you know what makes you unique. Yeah, on the surface, you might think, well, blindness makes me unique. But blindness is only one part of you. You are so much more than a vision impairment. There's likes, preferences, jokes. There are so many things that make you unique. And if you've never thought about that before, I want you to take a minute later on and think about that. What makes you unique? All right. Now, I want you to think of another part of self-awareness. And this is, what are you an expert at? What are you really good at? Now, that doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but what are things that you are an expert at? So Giantonio, oh, I'm sorry, baby, I said that wrong, has a unique taste in music. Veronica is never afraid to do what other people do, and she never lets her disability hold her back. Akashaya, read Braille. Hey, that's really good. Parker can name every president. Zoe is music. Uriah, good at jujitsu. Corey, singing. Charles, taking the bus. Sanaya, being strong about your situation. Wow, look at all of these great things that everybody is an expert at. Dancing, math, knowing sports numbers, electronics, math. Ooh, Brian, I should talk to you later. Everybody can be an expert at something. Again, knowing what you're an expert at is part of self-awareness. There are so many great things that everybody is listing: science, riding horses, singing, technology, math and strategies. Awesome. Did you know that when you can identify what you're an expert at, that it's a way of working on your self-awareness? All right, now we're going to go to another part of self-awareness. The first ones were knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. Second, knowing what makes you unique. Third, what you are an expert at. And now number 4, and that is how you can identify your emotions. Do you know when you're feeling happy or frustrated? Do you know when you're feeling sad? Do you take time to think about how you are identifying your emotions? Think about that. How do you do that? How do you know when you're feeling certain emotions? How do you know when you're feeling certain emotions? Can anybody give me some ideas on that one? What are some thoughts? How do you know? Sometimes I don't realize I'm angry until somebody says to me, "Are you upset right now?" And sometimes my feelings are mixed up. Barbara talks about how her heart beats fast. Yeah, because of body language, the things that come to your mind. Yeah, Those are all things. Ooh, if you're sad, you get pouty. You might cry. When you're happy, you might smile. Yeah. Yeah, think about that. When you're feeling different emotions, how do you know? So physically, you know things. So somebody starts sweating when they get angry. Their voice changes. Excited, lots of energy. Ooh, that's me all the time. When you're sad, you might cry. Yes. Now, let's move on to something else. We're not going to talk too much about this one, but I want you to think about it. Another aspect of self-awareness are having core values. Core values. Does anybody really even know what that means? What does it mean to have core values? I'll let the chat window catch up to that. How do you know? Oh, Tracy, these are values that you live by. Anne's not sure, that's okay. Core values are something that you respect. Yes, Kimberly. Think about it, core values. This seems to stump a few of you. I really like what I saw at the very beginning. These are values that you live by, beliefs that you live by. Maybe one core value. Ooh, something that is important to you. Right, Miriam. Brennan says things that you believe in. Yes, Tiffany. Certain things like your moral code, things that you live by. Perfect. Values that you believe. And those values grow and they might change over time as you learn more. But everybody wants to have some core values. Now, one set of values I recommend every student having is how you will let yourself be treated by others. I like to call it my friendship code of ethics, meaning these are the boundaries that I will set with people so that I can definitely have boundaries with other people. Okay, let me review, and then we're going to get in, and then we will get a few volunteers. There are many aspects to self-awareness. They include knowing your strengths and weaknesses, what makes you unique, what you are an expert at or becoming an expert at, how you can identify your emotions, and core values. Now that's a whole big span of everything that covers in self-awareness. But today, and for the rest of this session, we're gonna focus on two parts. One, getting to know you and uncovering your self-confidence. We're gonna focus on two things today, getting to know you and uncovering your self-confidence. Oh, Anne's learning how to play chess. That's exciting. Thanks for sharing, Anne. Now, I have some homework for everybody. Who's ready for some homework? Drop me a yes or no in the chat if you are ready for homework. Kimberly does not want homework, but Nadia, Tiffany, Grace, Christian, oh, Christian says no. Okay, don't worry. My homework is easy. My homework is easy. So for everybody who said no, don't worry. I have some easy homework. So let me ask you this question. Who's ready for some easy homework? Easy homework? Any takers? Isabella's a yes. Janae, Michael, Jessica, Grace, Faith, Barbara. Okay, everybody is still down for yes. Okay, oh, but Brianna wants hard. Okay, I'll remember that. All right. Your homework is this. Ready? You need to get to know you. That's right. Your homework is to stop and think about yourself. I want everybody to take a me vacation. A what? Yeah, a me, as in the letters M-E, a me vacation this week, and I want you to get to know yourself. I want you to think about the things that you like, the things that you don't like, your personality traits. So parents, teachers, This could be a fun discussion. We can take online quizzes and get to know yourself. There's all kinds of ways you can get to know yourself. And I'm glad that you've got time for this one. Because you know what? You really can't be self-aware if you don't know who you are. So get to know yourself. So can I send you guys on a me vacation? Who's willing to take a me vacation? Sanaya is. Yeah, Gabby Z is. Corey, all right. Tiffany, Michael. Oh, no, sorry, that wasn't Michael. That was Eliana. Janae, Brian, perfect. Now you can go on this me vacation by yourself. You can go with friends. You could go with parents. You can go with any of them and they can tell you things. If you can't see facial expressions, ask your parents or your siblings to tell you, what does it look like when you get angry? What does your face look like? What does your body language look like? But get to know yourself. And parents, this isn't an activity that's just for blind kids. You could do this activity with all of your kids, with yourself. Everybody could spend a family afternoon and take a me vacation and get to know yourself. You can do things like take the 5 love languages quiz and figure out what love language you are. You can take a personality test and see what you get. You could play Would You Rather. And those are ways. So those are ways that you can get to know yourself. All right. So your homework is to go on a me vacation. Now the second part of our lesson is going to be focused on uncovering your self-confidence. And I specifically said uncovering because everybody has some level of self-confidence. You might not know how much you have. But before, oh, Gabby, I haven't given you a personality test. I just gave that as an example, okay? All right, so before we get started with talking about self-confidence, we of course need to figure out what self-confidence is. So here's my question in the chat box. What on earth is self-confidence? Let me get some answers. Go ahead in the chat box and tell me, what do you think self-confidence is? Grace M, believing in yourself. Tracy, how you feel about yourself? Having confidence in yourself, confidence in things you like. You're not afraid to show your strengths or your weaknesses. Believing in yourself. Oh yes, a lot of people are saying believing in yourself. Akashaya said not depending on other people. Ooh, that's another form of it. I like how Isabella talked about it's getting to know yourself. Yeah, a lot of people are agreeing with self-confidence is about believing in yourself. I like how Veronica said self-confidence is how you feel and what you believe you can do. Yeah. Now, self-confidence can be tricky. Ooh, Effie said, trust your judgment. I like that answer. That's a great one too. I want everyone to listen to this, this definition of self-confidence. Self-confidence is the positive way you view yourself. Positive way. It is actually composed of many different things. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to need some volunteers and I'm going to give you some statements and I want you to tell me what this means to you in your own words. So I'm going to read the statement and then I want you to raise your hand because I want you to think about this before I ask you. Okay.
I'm going to lower all the hands. You've got to wait.
All right, everybody. Because you know what? If we can't say it in our own words, it's hard to know that we really understand it. So we are going to practice. The first one, Believing in your own abilities, qualities, and judgment. Self-confidence means that you believe in your own abilities, qualities, and judgment. Who can give me an example of that or tell me about it? One more time. Self-confidence is believing in your own abilities, qualities, and judgment. Okay. Leanne, just let me know who have raised their hands and we
So
will.
Micolette, I am
Okay.
unmuting Micolette.
All right, Micolette, can you give us an example from your life about believing in your own abilities, qualities, and judgments?
So self-confidence is having confidence in your own self. Like having confidence for yourself and for others.
When was a time that you believed in your own abilities, though?
Like when I tried to get something accomplished, for example, like an assignment or something, and I believed in how much good work I did.
Okay. Yes. Yes. That's a great example. Thank you. Okay. Who else can give me an example of how they believed in their own abilities, qualities, or judgments? And you can raise your hand, but if you want to answer in the chat, you can answer in the chat and I will read your answer.
And I just allowed Uriah to answer your question.
Okay, Uriah, can you give us an example of this? Uriah? Okay, well, let me read from the chat. So Eliana says, not afraid to try new things and to be a risk taker. Ooh, I like that. Rob says, perseverance through challenging activities. Terry says, when I memorized a verse for Summerfield, she had faith and confidence that she could do it. Noah says, when he was swimming in a big swim meet. Yes, these are great examples in believing in your abilities, in your qualities, and judgments. Okay, who's next, Leanne, that can answer?
Grace Dabieri.
Oh, Grace D. We know Grace D. Okay, Grace.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Well, one of the times where I believed in myself was when I was in a local talent show, and I was like, you know what? I can believe in myself. I can sing. I can do this, and I won 3rd place.
Woohoo! That's a great example, Grace. Thank you for sharing. I want to share, Brennan asked a girl out to a dance and she said, yes, awesome. Zoe said, cooking breakfast for myself. Tracy went to space camp. Lisa, Kimberly doing math problems, pushing and trying and persevering through that problem. Okay, do we have another example from anybody, Leanne?
You have Miel.
Miel. Okay, Miel, you're our last one for this topic, but don't worry, we'll have more. Okay, Miel, tell us a time where you believed in your own abilities, qualities, or judgments.
And Miel has not unmuted, so I've got to disable.
Okay. Uriah competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament. Woohoo! Well done. Okay, everyone, now we're going to go to another area of self-confidence. Ready? When was a time that you felt good about yourself despite imperfections? When was a time that you felt good about yourself despite an imperfection? And although you might think your blindness could be an imperfection, think of other examples when something else was the imperfection. Miel, you said you unmuted it, so we'll try you again. You can also put it in the chat box while we wait. You can raise a hand to answer if you have an example of when you felt good about yourself.
You have Hannah Hart.
Oh, hello, Hannah.
Hi. So a time that I felt good about myself for imperfections is when I got second place in a big talent show at my school.
Ooh, what was your imperfection?
Missing notes.
Oh, but did you keep going?
Yes.
And wait a minute, what place did you place?
Second.
Second place, and you even missed some notes. That is a great example. Thank you, Hannah. Okay, who else has an example that they would like to share when you felt good about yourself despite an imperfection? Now, do you guys mind if I share one? So, I have always wanted to be a triathlete. Does anybody know what a triathlon is? It's when you run, bike, and swim in one race. But unfortunately, I am not a great swimmer. In fact, I used to not be able to swim at all because I was so afraid of swimming. Now, I don't mean as a kid. I mean as an adult, I didn't know how to swim and I was scared of it. But I kept learning and I'm okay of a swimmer. But I decided to do a triathlon. And so I got in there, and guess what, everybody? I was dead last in the swim. Everybody, every other person in the race was out of the pool, but I was still there swimming. Now, I had two choices. I could feel bad about myself, or I could turn it into a positive. And you know what I said? Well, this gives the lifeguard only one person to focus on, me. So I'm just going to keep going. And you know what? Even though I was dead last in the swimming, I felt great about myself because I was still there doing it. Okay, let me go back over to the chat now. Theodore says, using a computer to talk. He uses self-confidence when he did presentations. Nice. Brennan's a star again. He joined the wrestling team. And wrestling is a great sport for people with vision impairments, by the way. Brianna says, I was in my school science fair and they forgot me, but I got first place. Imperfection, I lost control for the project. Oh, well, I still hope it turned out well. Mael said being in a play. Gabby Z, sorry, Gabby, I can't say your last name, so you're Gabby Z, said, I did my makeup all by myself with limited vision. Woohoo! Galaxy J3 Orbit, I just like saying that, says, I play the clarinet. Uriah, when I was afraid to cook for my first time, but still did it. Great job, everyone. Okay, now the third one. The third one is accepting yourself, including your strengths and challenges. So where was a time that you accepted yourself and your highs and your lows? Where was a time that you accepted yourself? Okay, who do we have that's raised their hand?
You have Stephanie.
Stephanie, where was a time that you accepted yourself?
This is actually Noah's mom is Stephanie, so Noah's going to answer. Go ahead,
Oh,
Hope.
hello,
Okay.
Noah.
I'm sorry.
So what's your
A
answer?
time that I accepted myself was when I tried private art lessons.
Ooh, okay, with art lessons. Great, thank you for sharing with
They were
us.
private art lessons.
Nice. Okay, who else has an example of when they accepted themselves, their strengths and their weaknesses?
Kimberly Drudge.
Hello, Kimberly.
You're on,
Go-
Kimberly.
Go ahead, Kimberly.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, I asked when I was in 10th grade, when I was in 9th grade, I talked to some JROTC cadets, and finally I said, oh, I want to try this out. And I asked my ROTC instructors if I could join, and they were like, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, all right. I tried it out. I didn't like it. I loved it. And I accepted. I was just like, oh, I'm one of you guys. I was a cadet private at that time. Now I'm almost a sergeant. I'm a corporal now.
Oh, Kimberly, I love this example for 2 reasons. One, it's just a great example of what we were talking about. And 2, I did JROTC when I was in high school for 4 years, and I loved it too. Thank you, Kimberly.
I'm in the Marine Corps. What branch were you?
I was in the Army.
Oh my gosh. But still,
Yep.
that was really good.
Oh, great. I want to go over to something that Tracy shared with us, and I really thought this was a nice comment. She says, sometimes I feel weird having to do things a little differently than regularly sighted people. But I just thought about that other VI people who do things differently too. So if you've ever felt weird about having to do something different, or maybe you need it in large print or something that sticks out, you know what? Talk positively to yourself, because although you might feel alone at that moment, there are lots of other blind kids who have done it before and are still doing it. So thank you for sharing that great example. And that actually leads us to our 3rd part about self-confidence, building it, building self-confidence. Can somebody give me ideas? How do we build self-confidence? So I'll take up somebody who wants to raise their hand and suggestions in the chat box. How do we build self-confidence?
So Sanaya is next.
Oh, hello, Sanaya.
I'm sorry, I was trying to type it up in this thing, but it was taking me too long.
You're good. Tell us, how can we build our self-confidence?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, my voice is talking again.
It's okay. How can we build self-confidence?
Self-confidence? I would think, in my example, I've been told me being a perfect person about speaking about my situation, because I was actually invited from Make-A-Wish to speak at a bunch of meetings and stuff, or being a spokesperson, because how positive I was about my situation and how other kids should be strong about, who they are, and no matter what situation they're in. So, you can.
Were you nervous at first, Sanaya? Were you nervous at first?
Yeah, I was kind of nervous because, I'm speaking in front of a bunch of people, but I got over it. I felt good, I felt like a superstar getting a bunch of hugs, and, I got interviewed on ABC News.
Ooh, okay. So Sanaya gave us a great example of just going for it. Sometimes building your confidence means just going for it. Now, let me go to the panel. A lot of people say practicing, trying new skills. Building self-confidence is looking at our talents and also our weaknesses and building those to get strong and learn the skills needed. Yes, get over your fear. Ooh, Isabella, you build your self-confidence by getting out of your comfort zone. That is a great suggestion. Get out of your comfort zone. Yomi says, be determined. I want everybody who's on this call to really think about this and really look for how you can apply this in your life. Nobody really is born amazing, awesome, and perfect. You really have to work at things. And one of the ways that you show people how great you are is by going for it. Just get out of your comfort zone. Now, sometimes it can be scary and sometimes it's a fail, but we can build our self-confidence every time we try something new. And everybody has something. Like Charles says you just got to get over your fear. Yep. Now, the first time I went swimming, and this is recent, in deep water, I will be honest, I am admitting this to 200 people and then all of the people who are watching this afterwards. The first time I got in 9 feet deep of water with my swim coach, and she said, jump to the bottom or swim to the bottom of the pool. The moment I got into the pool, guess what? I started crying, like tears coming out of my eyes because I was definitely scared. So I had 2 choices. I could just call off the swim meet, not go to it because I was so scared of the water, or I could just say, I can do this, I can do this. And guess which one I did? Do you think I called off my swim practice, or do you think I just kept saying to myself, I can do it? What do you guys think? I won't give you the answer. Tell me in the chat. Who thinks I went for it? Anybody? Let's see. Faith says yes. Tracy, yes. Everybody said yeah. Yep, you got it, Corey. I went for it. Crying and all. Can you imagine being a grown adult in front of everybody and crying because you were scared? That is potentially embarrassing. But I really wanted it. So I stopped. I just kept crying and I just kept saying, I can do it. I can do it. Brianna says she tried goal ball and never played it before, but she made the team and she got to go to the tournament. All right. Okay, so let's talk about how we can build our self-confidence. And that's what we're going to wrap up with for the rest of our session today. How can we build our self-confidence? The first way is to have positive self-talk. So think about this. Who can tell me in the chat, what does positive self-talk mean? Positive self-talk, what does that mean? Brianna, again, believing of yourself. Rayanne, for Anita, sorry, I carried all that, is the power of I am. Tracy, encouragement. Yes, yes. Conquering the downers. It means saying that I can do it. I can try. Yes, yes. Remember yourself that you can do the stuff you think you can't. Yes, yes. Never giving up. Now, I could have easily given up when I was crying at the pool. But guess what, everybody? I swam to the bottom of that pool so many times. Christian says, positive self-talk is talking to yourself in a positive way. Yes, it means telling yourself that you can do it. Ooh, Sanaya, don't be negative on yourself. Let's get some ideas on positive and negative self-talk. Now, positive self-talk helps us to push through hard things. Did everybody hear me? Positive self-talk is what helps you push through hard things. Jaitonio, I'm sorry. I keep saying your name wrong, but you have great advice. He's Gaetono, oh, I'm so sorry, says, sometimes you just have to grab yourself up by the shoe straps and give yourself some positive vibes and just go do it. Yes, I'm gonna call you G because I've ruined your name like 5 times. Yes, that's exactly what you do. You just gotta push yourself through it. So let's give some examples. Ooh, Eliana says, I am able, I am capable, I will be a risk taker. She says this every day. I love it. Okay, I will call you Guy. Gotcha, G. I'll call you Guy. All right, so I'm gonna give you some examples and I want you to tell me if it's positive or negative self-talk. And then I wanna hear from you, what's some positive self-talk that you use So think about 2 things, okay? So I'll need some volunteers that will raise their hand, and Leanne will look for you. I want to hear what's something positive that you say to yourself. But now I want you to decode positive or negative self-talk. Okay, ready? First statement. I can get through anything. Positive or negative? Yes, everybody got that. That's super positive. Okay, Leanne, do we have anybody who's ready to talk?
Xavier L.
Okay, Xavier, tell us, what's some positive self-talk? We'll give you a second.
Oh, my bad. So some positive self-talk would probably be telling yourself that, you know, you can do it. And some things I say, to myself when I'm in a touch situation, I say, you know, God is with me. I have nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Thank you, Xavier. Okay, who else do we have?
You have Allison Wright.
Okay, Allison. While we're waiting for Allison to unmute, I'm going to share what Janae said. Janae said, there's always someone else having a harder time than me, so I can do it. Yes.
Okay, Allison, go ahead.
Stay true to yourself. God always loves you.
Oh, yes. Reminding yourself that you're loved. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to share another one. I want you to tell me if it's positive or negative, and then we'll get to some more of you who have raised your hand. I'll never be able to finish this. I'll never be able to finish this. Yeah, everybody's identifying that as negative. But how many times have you said that? So when you hear a sentence like that, you got to kick its butt out of your head. Kick it out of your head, because we've all thought that. That is negative self-talk. Okay, who are some of our examples? Or our participants?
Oh, Grace. That's okay. Grace Moore.
Okay, Grace.
Hello?
Yes?
What did you want me to say again?
What is some positive self-talk that you give to yourself?
Always like say that people love you and you can do it and don't give up on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I see a theme that love is a big part of self-worth and that confidence. Thank you. Okay, who else do we have?
Veronica Little.
All right, Veronica.
Veronica Littlefield. Sorry, I said that wrong.
Go ahead, Veronica.
You should be on now. Say hi.
Woo. Okay, try one more time, Veronica. Okay, so
it's not working.
We'll go to another one.
Michael Norton.
Okay, Michael, what's something that you say?
You can talk now.
Oh no, we're 0 for 2.
Oh, so sorry.
It's okay. So I know everybody's still listening, and I see lots of hands raised, and we'll keep trying to get to everybody. While we're waiting for people to talk, and we're really giving this positive self-talk, let me give you another example. I've got this. I've got this. Positive or negative? Yeah, everybody's seeing how it's positive. Okay, let me give you another one. I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I can't do this. Such an idiot. Oh, yeah, negative. It's kind of easy when somebody else is saying it to understand it. But it's just a matter of figuring out what you need to do to get around those things. Okay, as we're wrapping up, we're going to try again with some of our participants. I'm going to be super real with everybody. Sometimes it's hard to have positive self-talk when you think you can't do something because of your vision impairment. It's hard sometimes when you see other friends going to get a driver's license or doing something that you think is going to be easy because they can see it. That's a real thing. So what are some positive self-talk phrases that you can help to get past your blindness? So who cares if you can't see it one way? What's another way that you can see it? There's a phrase I like to share with my students, and it says, it's not about what we see, it's about what you do. So who cares if you can't see something? There's always a solution. So what are some ways, what's some positive self-talk that builds your confidence? In the chat, I see, I can do it. It says, well, Tracy says, well, I won't have to pay for a car or insurance for that car. So positive self-talk can even be a joke, or positive sarcasm, if you were with me last week. A lot of people rely on God and the strength that they feel there. Noah says, I have other strengths. Yes, remember that. There's always another way. Climb a mountain. Okay, let's go to some of our participants. Positive self-talk. Is this Parisa? I think this is a mom. Is this a mom for a child?
Hi, yes, it's Marissa, but I'm actually here with Brennan and Nina, and Brennan's gonna answer.
Okay, Brennan.
Well, it's not exactly self-taught. Sorry, dogs are fighting in the background. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, where was I? So, like, it's not exactly positive self-talk, but it is positive in the sense that, like, so I am in wrestling, as I said previously, and we do really hard workouts sometimes. So it's easier just to kind of shut your brain off and just like kind of put your body like a machine-like movement. It's not exactly self-talk, positive self-talk, but it helps.
Well, it's kind of like forgetting yourself and going to work, you know, forgetting the drama in your brain and just doing it Okay, thank you so much, Brennan. Okay, last hand up. Anybody who can talk? We're gonna meet somebody else. Is this Allison again?
It should be. I've hit unmute.
Okay, Allison, try one more time. While you're waiting. Oh, go ahead, Allison.
What was the question again?
It is about positive self-talk. What's a positive saying that you say to yourself?
I tell myself all the time I might not be able to do a lot of the things my sisters can do, but I'm unique in my own ways.
Yes, that's great. Thank you, Allison, for sharing. Okay, everyone, I'm sorry if I didn't get to you with your hands up, but what I do want to encourage you to do is throw your positive self-talk phrases into the chat so that everybody can benefit. Grace D, be careful about your conversation. Everybody can see that with your information. For this week and next session, we're going to continue working on your self-awareness skills. What you learned today was that self-awareness comes in 2 parts. 1, it's understanding yourself, so that, remember, you are going on a me vacation as your homework. And if you end up doing this before our next class, I would love to hear what you did. You can go on this me vacation with family, friends, or teachers and learn about yourself. You can play Would You Rather, decode what your love language is, personality tests. You can do a million fun ways to get to know you, boo. The second one is developing that self-confidence. And one of the ways that you can really develop your self-confidence is positive self-talk. What you say to yourself is what you believe. So sometimes you just got to keep saying, I can do this, I can do this, and keep going. Keep going. I want everybody to remember this phrase. So everybody, whether you're live or watching this recorded, right now, this is the Post-it note that you're going to put in your heart and in your brain. Oh, I said that backwards. You're going to do this thing right now. I am enough the way I am. Remember that you are enough. You're not perfect. You're not always all together. You make mistakes, but you are enough. And we are so happy that you're part of this class. I hope you're having fun with everything. Before we go, if anybody has any questions, you can pop that in right now. If not, I'm going to give you one other little homework. I want everybody to really come up with a phrase that will help them build their self-confidence. What's a phrase that you can say that will help you build your confidence? You can think about it now or think about it right after class, but have that go-to phrase so that you can believe in yourself, because you are worth it. And it really doesn't matter what you see. It is all about what you do. You can do it. All right, everybody, we are at the end. Really excited for everybody that's joined us. I'm sorry if your mic didn't work. We'll continue to work on that. Thank you for giving me tips on saying your names. Happy to have you. Next session, we will continue, and we're going to get into self-awareness with self-advocacy. That's a big part of what we're going to get into for next session, Wednesday.
Thank you, Robbin, for this very positive session. As we go through this week, I'm going to say to myself, my positive talk, I am enough the way that I am, and I believe in me. Thank you so much for that. Please join us again tomorrow. We have Gwen McCormick's Marvin's Market Adventure. She is a wonderful presenter joining us from the UK. And if you can tomorrow, please bring with you a shopping bag, a purse, shopping bag or a purse, some coins, and if you have it, a carrot, a potato, and a flower. I wonder what we're going to do with all that stuff. Sounds like fun. Before we end for the day, does anybody want to know what's in my mystery box?
Yes, we do want to know.
Here are some hints. My mystery box is plastic. It is square. It is green. It has a lid. It's actually a Tupperware container. And it sounds like this. Any guesses? The chat window, any guesses?
Oh, Gabby said cat toy.
A cat toy, marbles, a ping pong ball, a ping pong balla, a toy. And I'm going to open my lid for the big reveal. It is a cat toy. It's a little bell ball. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Happy birthday, Cheryl.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Robbin.
Thank you.